Mrs. Palmer?
Honey, I want to see what's inside. You know, an old trunk like this is liable to have anything in it.
Ah, there you are. Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. I knocked, but you didn't hear me.
What do you want?
My name is Benedict. Burt Benedict, Southside Real Estate. I assume you're planning to put this place on the market soon.
What gave you that idea? We just moved in.
Well, I know, but the price you paid for this old mausoleum. It's a steal. Say, that's quite a trunk.
Yes, isn't it pretty? You know, we just found it down here. Fred's been trying to get it open, but I don't think it's ever going to come unlocked.
Is this the one that was at the trial?
What trial?
Well, this house used to belong to Dana Moon. You know, Dana Moon, the hatchet killer.
Hatchet killer?
Honey, the man was acquitted.
Well, not exactly. 2 trials, 2 hung juries. Of course, they can't prove that he chopped up his wife until they find her body, or parts of her body.
That's enough, Benedict.
Well, if and when you decide to sell, give me a buzz.
Fred, you didn't ever tell me about this.
Just trying to scare us into selling. Now, come on, let's get this thing open.
No, wait. Please.
Nan!
The toothpaste that reduces cavities as no regular toothpaste can. And Saran Wrap, the tight clinging plastic food wrap that keeps foods best.
Jim, who's this?
That's me.
Who's that?
That's my brother.
This is the Clayton family. The picture we're talking about shows how both boys in the family took part in a toothpaste test. One of many that makes it possible for you to use a toothpaste recognized effective against cavities. This toothpaste, Crest. Jim, how did it happen?
The dentist at the university asked us to be in the test.
What were your feelings at the time, Mrs. Clayton?
That all toothpastes are pretty much alike, but if one could reduce cavities, it would certainly be a worthwhile test.
Well, let's see a film of what actually happened. Bill, would you roll it for us, please? You know why your toothpaste test was made, Jim?
The dentist wanted to find out if a special toothpaste could reduce cavities.
How was the test run?
Well, half of us used Crest and the others regular toothpaste.
And what were you supposed to do?
Oh, everybody brushed as usual for 2 years. Guess it had to be Crest that made the difference.
The difference?
Our side got 25% fewer cavities with Crest.
Okay, Bill, thank you. Still think all toothpastes are alike, Mrs. Clayton?
Not with the results the Crest group had. I don't.
Crest with Fluorestan. So different, it's patented. So effective. Crest is the only toothpaste recognized effective against cavities by the American Dental Association. Their Council on Dental Therapeutics says Crest has been shown to be an effective decay-preventive dentifrice that can be of significant value when used in a conscientiously applied program of oral hygiene and regular professional care. Make sense to you, Mrs. Clayton?
Definitely. With the dental health program, and Crest is a part of it.
So encourage proper brushing and regular checkups, soft pedal between meal treats, and use Crest Are you still using regular toothpaste when you could be reducing cavities with Crest? Crest with Fluorestan, the only toothpaste recognized effective against cavities.
Nan, honey.
I suppose you think I'm being childish.
I didn't say that.
Well, you're thinking it. I know you're thinking it.
Honey, that Benedict guy is just a gabby real estate shark looking for a new listing.
Well, sometimes I wish my husband were a little gabbier. Fred, why didn't you tell me about Dana Moon?
I didn't want to upset you.
Upset me? Well, you knew I'd find out about it sooner or later.
Well, I guess I thought I was being clever.
What?
Well, after that, it wouldn't matter.
What do you mean, wouldn't make any difference? With a corpse in my basement?
Nan, there's no corpse in the basement. And there's no proof that Dana Moon ever killed anyone.
Well, they had enough proof to try him for murder twice.
Well, they never found the body.
Well, I don't want to be the one who finds the body. Mother was right. We should have waited until we knew we could afford to build our home.
Hey, wait a minute. If you're thinking that we're going to go... Hello.
Hello. I bet you're simply anything you're Mr. Palmer.
That's right.
From my garden 2 houses down the road. Oh, I do hope you don't have allergies.
No,
Forgive me, it's just that I'm so nearsighted. You know, sometimes it really can be quite a convenience.
Well, thank you very much. I'd like you to meet my wife, Nan. This is our neighbor, Mrs.
Miss Tobias, but call me Taffy, because simply everybody does.
Well, thank you. The flowers are lovely, Miss Tobias. Won't you come in?
Yes. Golly, this place is gloomy. You know, it's just as I imagined it would be.
Well, we got it as is at a tax auction. As soon as we get rid of all this junk, it'll probably...
Oh, I don't mean your taste, sweet. I mean that weird little Mr. Moon man. You know that all the time he lived here, I never once saw the inside of this house?
That's understandable.
Now I just know I'll be stopping by all the time.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it slipped.
Oh, let me help.
I can manage quite well, thank you.
She's been working pretty hard. She's a bit nervous.
Why, just because Mr. Moon killed his wife here?
Taffy, we're trying to forget about the Moons.
Well, it won't be easy. There's Mrs. Moon right here in the house.
I didn't realize.
She was beautiful, wasn't she? Of course, you'd never recognize her now after the job he did on her.
As a matter of fact, I rather like her. That's why I...
Brad! What are you talking about? Where is she? Right behind you. Oh, but of course, that picture doesn't really do her justice at all.
Easy, honey.
I'm sorry. Any little thing I can do?
Thanks, Taffy. She's just a little overtired.
Well, why don't you go upstairs and rest? I'll help Fred with anything.
We're both tired.
Oh. Oh, yes. Well, I'll be toddling. Now, if you need a good neighbor, second house down the road on the left. Bye.
Fred, I don't like this house.
It's late. You need some rest.
But...
We'll talk about it in the morning. Now, you go on upstairs and get some sleep. I'm going to put some stuff in the icebox, okay?
Evening.
Doesn't anybody ever bother to knock around here?
Well, I've been standing here waiting. I don't like walking in with muddy shoes.
What do you want?
Mr. Benedict. You all seen him?
He left here about an hour ago.
He didn't mention nothing about Jake Manners, did he?
Who?
Jake Manners. That's me. I do all kinds of odd jobs for folks around here. All kinds.
No, he didn't mention you at all.
Well, if you new folks want any work done, any planting or digging or chopping or cutting.
Thanks, we'll keep you in mind.
But Mr. Benedict, he can recommend me. Mr. Moon, he liked my work real fine.
Okay, Mr. Manners. I'll keep you in mind.
Is that you?
Better now?
Fred, down there in the guest room.
Oh, no, this thing goes in the attic.
There's someone in there.
Where?
In the guest room. Well, I heard the footsteps and I saw the door close.
You're probably having a nightmare.
Fred, I tell you, there's someone in there. I heard the steps out here in the hall.
Man, this is getting a little bit ridiculous. Now, you're going to have to pull yourself together.
Fred, please.
All right. You wait here.
Wait. Maybe we better call the police.
The police? What for? Satisfied?
Well, that window wasn't open before.
Nan, you're acting like a child.
I'm sorry. I guess I am a little overly nervous about it, but we have to.
The wind.
Well, I hope so. Fred, did you open that trunk yet?
No, I'll have to break the lock. I was afraid the hammering would wake you, so I'll do it first thing in the morning.
Well, do you think you should? I mean...
If Mrs. Moon's body was in that trunk, the police, someone would have found it. They went over everything.
Yes,
Look, it's getting late and I'm dead tired. I don't want to argue about it. Now, let's call it a night.
Well, I'm not very sleepy anymore.
Well, I am. Come on.
You asleep?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry I was so nervous and silly. Really, I am.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't care what Mother says. I'm glad we have this place. Once we start redecorating it, I'm sure I'll just love it. Get rid of all that ugly old furniture and knock out some walls and bring in the sunshine and light and... Fred, the lights are out.
It's about time.
Fred, all the lights are out.
For Pete's sake, Nan.
Well, look.
Probably just a burned out fuse.
How do you know?
In an old house like this, anything can happen. What do you expect?
I don't know what to expect anymore.
Where's the flashlight?
In the kitchen.
I'll be back in a minute.
Well, I'm not going to stay here by myself.
Oh. Honey, I'm just going down to the basement to change the fuse.
Well, I'll help you.
Okay, come on. Fuse box. This is the one. See?
ancient times, palace gardeners picked melons by moonlight at the precise moment of their perfect ripeness. Princesses were awakened to taste the delight. Today, sparkling crystal-clear Saran wrap can preserve that perfect moment. Saran wrap, the original quality, tight-clinging plastic wrap, is the very best protection for fine melons. It seals in freshness, keeps out drying air and foreign flavors better than any other wrap. Remember, when you buy a fine melon, buy the very best protection for the part you don't use right away. The tight-clinging protection of Saran wrap. It preserves the perfect moment of flavor. Get Saran wrap, another fine product of the Dow Chemical Company.
Mike, no fair cheating.
All right. Okay, Lucy, what is it?
Mr. Palmer to see you. Says he has an appointment.
Yeah, he called me at home last night.
He's cute.
And married.
You sure?
Sure, that's what he called me about. He's worried about his wife. Now, don't say it, Lucy. Just send him in. Morning, Mr. Palmer.
Mr. Shayne?
Come on, sit down.
Thank you. I'm sorry I called you so late last night. I was pretty upset.
Yeah, so I gathered. How's Mrs. Palmer this morning?
She's better. She went shopping with Taffy.
Taffy?
Miss Tobias. That's one of our new neighbors. Mr. Shayne, I didn't tell Nan I called you. It would only make her more upset.
Were you able to find out what caused her to faint last night?
She said she saw someone in the house. A man.
You believe her?
I don't really know what to believe. I'd like to think she's just imagining things. Someone did open that trunk. I didn't tell Nan this, but the fuse wasn't burned out. Someone had pulled the master switch.
You'd like me to find out who he is?
I want you to find out who he is, what he wants, who emptied that trunk, and why.
Well, if I were you, I think I'd call the police. Their rates are a lot cheaper than mine.
I can't afford to let Nan know that I'm worried, too. She'd insist on selling the house and moving back with her parents. I don't think I could stand that.
Well, how would you explain my presence to your wife?
Well, you could be an old friend just coming through town.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Palmer. Can you invite me over for the weekend?
Sure. We have to go to my boss's house for dinner tonight.
Well, I'm not afraid to stay alone.
Consider yourself invited.
At my usual rates, of course.
Sure.
Well?
I don't think you have any cause to worry, Mrs. Palmer.
Sergeant, I'm certain I saw a strange man in this house.
We'll keep a car in the area just in case you see him again.
What does Dana Moon look like?
5'11", medium build, wears thick glasses.
Well, that sounds like the man I saw.
Well, he was in custody until a few days ago, but I don't think he'd come back here. If anything should come up, Mrs. Palmer, don't hesitate to call again.
I won't, and thank you so much.
Hi, honey.
Oh, hi, Dyin.
Hello.
What are you doing here? Oh, Fred and I are old friends.
Nan, this is Mike.
Oh, Mike, I'm delighted you're staying with us. Apparently you know Sergeant McCord.
Oh, Mike? Sure. He has friends everywhere.
I knew McCord when he was a tout at Hialeah.
Very funny. You have a fine old house here, Mrs. Palmer. Relax and enjoy it.
Well, then, you think it's all right to open the trunk?
Sure it is. Looks to me like it hasn't been touched since the trial.
Excuse me.
Well, I feel so much better now, Sergeant. I hope you didn't mind my calling you.
Mrs. Palmer, I investigated the Dana Moon case for both trials. It's become a personal issue with me. If there are any new developments, I want to know about them.
Oh, well, you will, and thank you again so much.
You're welcome.
So long, Mac.
Friend?
Oh, he's a nice guy.
Well, come on in and make yourself at home. Fred's told me so much about you. I'm really sorry about all this confusion.
Well, I thrive on confusion.
Oh, the late Mrs. Moon. Oh, my goodness, my cake. Oh.
Isn't that a shame?
Mike. Mike, can you come down here a minute?
What's the matter, Fred?
I want to show you something. Look. The last time I saw this trunk, it was open and empty.
When was the last time you saw it?
This morning.
It sure isn't empty now. I'm locked tight.
Just the way it was when we discovered it yesterday.
When was the first time you saw it empty?
Late last night. That's when Nan saw the little man who wasn't there.
You sure it was empty this morning?
I'm positive, Mike.
Well, has your wife been down here today?
Not that I know of. She's too frightened to come down here alone.
Does she know it had been opened?
No, I didn't tell her. She's nervous enough as it is. She...
What's wrong?
Outside. There's someone outside.
Check the front door. ask you the same question.
Well, I'm just a nearsighted neighbor. Well, aren't you going to help me up?
Need any help?
She says she's a neighbor.
Yeah, I'm afraid she is.
Afraid? I must be slipping.
Inside.
Taffy, you know how jumpy I've been lately. Now, what were you doing out there?
Just curiosity. It's a wild, mad desire for knowledge.
But you won't find it out there.
Shall we debate the issue?
All right, Taffy, come on. What were you doing out there?
Well, I saw the police car move away. Well, I simply had to know what was going on.
Well, you could have come to the front door and knocked.
Well, I intended to, but then I dropped my glasses.
All right, Fred. Go on out and see if you can find her glasses.
Oh, Fred, you don't have to bother, really. I can manage without them. Can I, Dumpling?
Oh, Taffy, you make me sick.
Why, Nan, darling. I tell you, I simply don't understand married women, do you?
I don't have to.
I mean, they're so possessive, don't you think?
Married women or women in general?
All women, except me.
And you are not.
Well, now, to find that out, you'll have to make a closer study of the subject. Thanks, love.
One of the lenses is broken.
Doesn't matter, I have others. One for every outfit and every mood.
Ever try a telescope?
I'd better get dressed for that dinner date.
It'll be good for Nan to get out of the house, too.
Do you, think I dare leave you alone with our good neighbor, Mike?
Taffy's leaving, too.
Coward.
Seconds. Now a man's deodorant. New Gillette Right Guard. 2 seconds give you 24-hour protection. Dries instantly on contact. Only new Right Guard, the power spray deodorant, can give you complete protection. So fast, so conveniently. Not this messy creams you have to rub in. Not this gummy roll-ons that waste time. Not this hit-and-miss sprays that drip. But this push-button power spray ease and speed, cool and refreshing. And Right Guard dries on contact. It destroys odor-causing bacteria, checks perspiration, gets right through for complete coverage where odor begins. So deodorant for men.
2 seconds, give you 24-hour protection.
Get Right Guard today at a nearby store. Just 89 cents. Another Gillette product, Foamy, the cream of all instant lathers, regular or menthol.
One step, honey. Primitive, but effective.
What the devil are you doing here?
This is your room, isn't it, sweet?
I thought you'd gone home.
Oh, I changed my mind. And you won't need that.
I love Taffy. Go on home. I've got work to do.
Oh, I've no intention of bothering you, sweet. I'm perfectly willing to wait.
Out.
Come closer, because you're out of focus. There. Suddenly everything's so much closer and clearer. She really is accident-prone.
I'll take a look around.
Did you find anything out there?
Nope.
I tried to call the police, but look.
Oh, now, who the devil would go to all that trouble?
For that painting, Dana Moon.
How do you know?
Look, when your neighbor's been accused of a hatchet killing, you're bound to become a teeny-weeny bit interested.
Well, go on.
Well, first Mrs. Moon disappeared. Then they found a hatchet with blood stains all over.
Who found it?
Jake Manners, the handyman. He does odd jobs for everybody around here.
Yes, I remember he was chief witness against Moon at the trial.
Poor Jake. His one moment of glory. I heard Mr. Moon telling the missus he was going to kill her, Your Honor. And a few days later, I seen him burying something. So I dug it up, and it was that there hatchet with the blood stains on it.
And that must have made dear sweet Jake pretty popular with Mr. Moon.
The only person who was popular with Mr. Moon was Mrs. Moon. He worshipped the ground she walked on.
And he probably buried her under it.
She treated him like dirt.
Do you think he killed her?
Well, the bloodstains on the hatchet matched her blood type.
But they never found her body.
She could be scattered all over the neighborhood for all I know.
And you seem to know quite a bit.
My two favorite afflictions, curiosity and nearsightedness.
Back to your bifocals, baby. I've got a date with the trunk.
Mind if I tag along?
Yes.
Oh, you are a doll. You could be a bit more forceful with those instruments of destruction.
Well, I'm trying not to damage the trunk. The Palmers want to use this thing for a hope chest or something.
A hope chest? They're already married.
Yeah. Trying to get this pin out. Come on, Taffy. Give me a hand. Let's get this closer to the light. All right. Come on, shove.
I'm the seductive type. You're forcing me to step out of character.
Shove. That's better.
Mike. Mike.
What?
Look.
What?
Here on the floor. Look. Is that what I think it is?
Blood.
Oh.
Coming from inside the trunk. And call the police. Taffy? Taff?
Whether it's a small job or a big one, there's a Pittsburgh paint for every purpose. In fact, there are over 25,000 Pittsburgh paints. Quality finishes for home and industry that provide lasting beauty, complete protection. For example, home appliances look better, last longer because of Pittsburgh appliance finishes. Millions of cars look like new for years because of Pittsburgh automotive finishes. And tough industrial finishes from Pittsburgh give protection against weather and corrosion. Yes, there's a Pittsburgh paint for every purpose. So when you get ready to paint, look for this sign. It means quality, because behind this sign are the vast research facilities in paints, glass, fiberglass, and chemicals of the Pittsburgh Plate Glass Company. PPG, where leadership in research leads to a better life for you.
The Palmer's home?
No?
You expect them soon?
Oh, in about an hour or two.
Oh, that would make it just around 10:30. I'll stop by tomorrow.
Any message?
Yes, tell them Burt Benedict stopped by. Southside Real Estate. I have a buyer for their house.
Oh, I didn't know they were selling.
Oh, this offer is too good for anyone to turn down. Tell them that, will you?
Just a minute. Our phone's out of order, and we've had some trouble around here.
Yeah, so I see. Is there anything I can do?
Call the police.
Police?
Sergeant McCord, and tell him to get here just as soon as he can.
Well, is it something serious?
Yes, now get going, would you please?
All right.
Quite a score, aren't you, Mr. Moon?
I don't want to kill you.
Of course not. You just want me to hold still while you cut off my antlers.
I have never killed anyone.
You'd have a hard time explaining that to Jake Manners.
All I want is a chance to get away. That's all I want. A chance to get out of the country. Just a few hours.
You should have thought of that a long time ago.
I did. I did. But how could I leave? All my wife's things were here. Her books. Books I gave her. Books she chose herself. Her clothes. Clothes I bought for her. All her things were here. Here in that trunk.
And it was you who emptied that trunk.
Yes. And I couldn't go without her picture, could I? Well, could I? I mean, it's all I have left of her.
Where is she, Mr. Moon?
Gone. She wanted to leave me. Wanted a divorce. I couldn't let her do that to me.
So you used a hatchet on her?
No. No. They made it seem that way.
Who's they, Mr. Moon?
But I fooled them. I didn't go to the electric chair. And the trials took most of my money. The rest, I gave away. Threw it away. This house even went away at a tax auction. They didn't get a thing out of me.
You mean you stayed around here just to pick up her books, her clothes, and her picture? You must have loved her very much.
She's the most beautiful thing I ever owned. But they took her away from me. Stay there.
I've already sent for the police, Mr. Moon.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that. If they arrest me for this murder, I won't have a chance.
It's too late. They're on their way.
You'll have to be my hostage.
Sorry, I have other plans.
Please, if they take me now, I'll never get free again. All I want is a chance. A little time. I'm not a killer.
That gun doesn't make you look like a Boy Scout.
Well, I'm tired.
I know.
You look great tonight.
Oh, you look pretty handsome yourself. Fred?
You wait here.
No, they won't come near me while I've got you. And, mister, I've got you.
Mike? Mike, you down there?
Don't answer. Understand me? Not a word.
Mike? Mike?
Fred, look out!
You all right?
I'm all right. I just wonder how Moon is.
Did Moon do this?
I don't know. Well, let's get him out of here.
I did not kill my wife. I did not kill Jake. I did not kill anyone.
All right, Moon. Let's go.
Where?
Headquarters.
Oh, please. No, if you arrest me for this, I'll never have a chance.
Jake Manners never had much of a chance.
Your wife didn't do too well either.
No, please.
Fine way to greet a dead woman.
Helen.
Just to satisfy your curiosity, I came back to keep Jake from getting killed. Guess I was too late.
How did you know about him?
Well, he was part of our team, our happy little family. He's the one that helped us build a nice big frame around poor old Dana. Right, honey?
He told lies about me. Nothing but lies.
That's right. He's right. Jake was the chief witness in this case. The one with the big lies. Only trouble was we couldn't pay his price. It, kept going up.
So you killed him to keep him quiet?
And not me, honey. I've been away hiding out on the Florida Keys playing dead. The only reason why I came back was to warn him.
Isn't that a little out of your line?
Well, my own line was getting pretty snarled up. No money, no home, no name. Not even a life of my own. Nothing. So I thought about it. Phony murder's one thing, but a real one is another.
Who's the other member of your team, Mrs. Moon? Who killed Jake Manners?
Do I get any kind of a break for name dropping?
That's up to the court.
You might as well tell the truth, Mrs. Moon. You'll have to sooner or later.
Well, I guess you boys are right. You see, Jake was...
Your crazy dance steps. Isn't this how it all began, lover?
This is how it ends, Taffy. Now, come on inside. We've got 2 killings to account for.
But wait, I didn't do that shooting. I brought that gun for you.
Oh, sure. I'll bet you did.
I went all the way home to get it. Look, it hasn't even been fired.
Good. That means my theories are still working. Big help you were giving me an unloaded gun.
Silly, you were using the wrong end.
Yeah. Oh, is it bad, Mike?
It doesn't seem to be. Who is he, Mike?
Burt Benedict. You can book him for the murder of Jake Manners.
How can you be so sure?
Look at his wristwatch.
The crystal's broken.
I know. Found the pieces in the basement where Manners was killed.
I'll take that, Mike. All right, let's go.
You mean to tell me you knew he was the murderer all along?
Oh, no. For a while, I thought it was you.
Hey, wait a minute. How do you expect nearsighted old me to find my way home in all this dark?
Oh, yeah. Never thought about that.
Watch out for The Parent Trap. Here's a motion picture from Walt Disney that's twice the fun when a pair of teenage twins make double trouble by setting a trap for their problem parents.
Oh, ow. Sharon, go right upstairs and put your suit on now. Go on.
Are you sure she's Sharon?
Aren't you?
But it's a blue-eyed blonde who springs the Parent Trap.
I've tried to be friendly, but I'm going to marry your father, so you get used to the idea.
You want to bet?
Walt Disney's Parent Trap is baited with love, loaded with laughter, and set to capture you. Watch out for The Parent Trap. It's dedicated to the proposition that parents and teenagers are created equally hilarious.
Mine. Not again.
Well, this is a different game.
2 days mail.
Any word on Helen Moon's condition?
She'll live.
Good. Then she'll be able to testify against Burt Benedict.
Two of a kind.
Oh, not quite. At least she has a conscience. The gas bill, electric, Harry's Bar and Grill, Pete's Tavern, a letter from Fred and Nan Palmer.
Do they send bills, too?
Hope not. They sold that old hard luck house for a good price, put the profits in the bank, and moved in with Mother.
I thought he couldn't stand her mother.
This is his mother. Here are some exciting moments from next week's Michael Shayne mystery.
And wooden shoes and tulips.
And the little boy who put his finger in the dike.
I'd be afraid to do that.
You borrowed a gun from Ray Turner, the clown on your show. I'd like to know why.
Oh? And suppose I don't want to tell you.
That's your privilege.
Then let's say that I'm exercising my privilege.
She's not the type to give up a husband so easily.
She might be in love with her husband.
Not love, ownership. She runs around with every man at the studio. All she wants Tom for is a base of operations.
And why kill him?
I don't seem to be getting anywhere, do I?
Excuse me, Mrs. Dennis. My name's Tim Rourke, Miami Tribune. I know this is a difficult time, but would you mind answering?
I have no comment for the press.
Well, surely, Mrs. Dennis...
Mr. Rourke, my husband is dead. I happen to have his blood on my dress. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to change and rest.
Tonight's Michael Shayne was brought to you by Crest. The toothpaste that reduces cavities as no regular toothpaste can. And by Saran Wrap, the tight, clinging plastic food wrap that keeps foods best. And by the Gillette Safety Razor Company, maker of the world-famous Gillette Adjustable Razor and Super Blue Blade.
Has been a 4-star.